everyone. It's this guy again. No worries, no worries. Just a rumble game, honestly. Yeah, we're down 3-2 right now. Fuck! And we are now tied 3-3 because of that little mistake from, oh no, that was an assist from LM. Fuck, I thought, for some reason I keep thinking I'm on the orange team. Fuck. But yes, welcome to the stream. I am on blue team. Orange team. Fuck! Missed that shit. Oh fuck. Again, sorry. Damn you. Your fucking ice sculptures. There we go! A nice little, oh, hello there, Nico. Nice to see you. Welcome, welcome in. I'm doing good. How you doing? Doing very good. Got to scoop up a little win here. Oh, hell yeah, we got the fucking MVP! Just the Beast Box Luxury. I've ended up queuing with LM Savvy like 3 or 4 times now, honestly. He's not bad. Oh shit, we got a full team? I don't know if I can... I think I need to change the title. The highest rated, but I think we'll be okay. Have you been enjoying Twitch? You know, any other streams that you've been joining in on, Nico? No? Okay. I'll come around the side. Wait a second, man. And we sink that one in real quick. Most of them are Portuguese or Italian. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, you don't find a whole lot of high rank on Twitch anymore. Most of those have actually switched over to YouTube. Ah, fuck! I did that. That was me. I need to make up for that. I was about to. Alright. I got the demo. Fuck you and your tornado. Oh fuck. Hoopata! Stay over here. I got bumped. There we go. I think we made made up a little bit for that accidental bump off the ball for the other guy. Doing full good. Full good. We're doing good in this full squad. Fuck! I'm still working on those. Oh shit. Yeah, he was the only one, like, in any kind of ready position for the ball. Shit. 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 Fuck. I did not... Oh, yeah. Fucking Elden Ring is awesome. I've been seeing, I, like, especially, like, when it first came out, I saw, like, a shitload of people playing it. And, yeah. Okay. A decent 50. Oh, is he going for the double? Oh, he went for the double. Just send it over there real quick. Ow! Platinum! Platinum. Oh, LM Savvy. Wait. Fucking, that's PlayStation, right? Platinum? Ah! Shit. I was right there. If I'd have done that. Oh, yeah, 2-1. Alright, seems like they're fighting over the ball. I wasn't even doing anything. I was just there, fam. Oh, fuck! Come on, come on, come on, come on. Drop, 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 drop. Yes! Fuck yes! Woo! Oh, we got a forfeit. That was perfection. Thank you, thank you. Doing real good. This has actually turned out to be a pretty decent 3-man squad and Rumble. And I'm just glad that this party leader just keeps queuing. Oh hell yes. Oh please tell me we're like the only fucking people online at the moment. Yeah, let me get out the way there. Prevented any little saves. Not like he would be able to save that. But yeah, we're doing good. Oh fuck. Yeah. Fuck! God damn it, I got booted. I was just hoping it wouldn't happen, but I got the save there. And then, whoop! Get in there. That's in. Way. Solid. LM Sawi? Hey man, Rocket League can be pretty fun, but it can also be like kind of hard to play at times too, because it's just like, it just feels like every freaking finger on your hands is working against you. Whew. That was a little pogo. And say we, saw we. Shit, I feel like we could do a diamond tournament. Oh goddamn, we somehow pinched that shit. Coming out. Swinging around. And that is a go for Real Horizon. Yeah, the only thing that would have saved us would have been a grapple. Oh, like a, not grapple, but a plunger. Fucking last second plunger. And but even if we had it, the other guy was so far away. Oh fuck. Damn it. Oh, I delayed him enough. That's all I needed, was a delay. Oh. My god. My bad. Oh, I just started boosting too. Just fucking monkey boxing around. God damn. Oh fuck. A 102 miles an hour. From a fucking off a haymaker punched the ball off of him into the net. Damn. Oh. And that's another one for the worsties. Hippers. Doing good, doing good. A 5-3 game. Yes. He waits to the very last second and makes the save. Damn it. The fucking tornado. That's a fucking pinch. And I fucked up the wave dash. Ninja! Ninja move. Goddamn, they are fighting to the very last second, I'll tell you. I don't mind it. Damn it. And that's the game! Weird, just going. We hit Diamond 1 in that game again. Lost that rank a little bit. But we continue charging forward. Finally getting plus 10 for once. Yeah, that was against a full diamond lobby. Well, died again is like right around the level. Like right around the very bottom level of Diamond 1. The very bottom one was probably what looks like he was on his relegation match into Plat 3. Eight days left of the season. Got a bumblebee with us. Yeah, Rocket League is not an easy game, I'll tell you. You can even look at my stats. I barely win a little bit more than half the time. I'm just barely at 6 out of 10 games, so I win them. Overtimes are rough. The fucking sudden death pressure on your shoulders, yeah. And if it takes, I think it's like more than like 4 or 5 minutes, there's a tiebreaker. I say that in air quotes. Where like whichever team has like the most shots or saves or other stuff like that, they can get the win. Damn it, I was hoping I could get it around him. Yeah. I was hoping I could get it around him. Ooh, LM, sorry. Yeah, whenever you're just starting out, it's a whole lot of missing the ball, quite frankly. One thing that I would recommend you do before like you ever like start just playing the game, or play a game like Rocket League, one that has like an actual like free play mode that you can play in. Just get in the free play and just fuck around with the ball. Just work on hitting the ball, because in like the lower levels, that's all you need. All you need to work on is hitting the ball to a direction that you like, because or to the direction that you want it to. Because just doing that will do a whole lot more for you than yeah, just working on actually hitting the ball, and working with the ball too. Fucking teammates, you'll always find a reason to complain about your teammates. That just permeates throughout the entirety of Rocket League. Simply put, you can't control what your teammates do, so do your best to control what you do. Oh, shit. I know it took me like 4 fucking ever, and I mean that literally, to just even hit the ball correctly. Holy shit, it has been the same people. I swear to God. Oh God, we just relegated 2 of them. Or at least rainbows. We just fucking relegated rainbows. That's no problem for me. Alright. I guess we're gonna sit bit up. Oh, okay. Gotta step it off offensively. Oh boy. Hey, Chris Mave. Sorry I didn't see that follow. And that's number 3. One for all for one. Oh shit, Ninja didn't get his assist. For anybody wondering, that's how you troll in Rocket League, right there. Fuck. Ugh. I'll just do that for him. I didn't get that courtesy of an infinity boost when I had spikes. Yeah, I've killed a man. Oh! Oh fuck. I'm sorry. Yeah. Oh yeah, for me, I did spend a lot of time in Rocket League actually in training mode playing around. It's the only way to actually get time with a ball that isn't a ball in an online match. Fam, this bubbling sound. Shit sounds like a fucking bong. And it is not fucking okay. Really, fam? Really now? Fuck. Oh yeah. Get shoveled, shithead. And that's game. A 4-1. Hell yeah, nice one, Nico. Oh yeah. Four one. Nice. Oh, I think we got kicked to the main menu. Oh. Alrighty. Looks like we got our next match. After this match, I'm gonna take a quick break. Bathroom break, anyway. Let's just try not to lose this one. Alrighty, that was kind of hectic, but LM Sawi scores our first goal. We got Bad Rhythm, Alpha Phonics, and Soccer D13 on the other team. Damn, it looks like we all are around like the same skill level, from what I can tell. And that's a goal. Alrighty, we're still we're just 1-1. We're not losing right now. No! $8.35? Holy shit! Looks like all of those guys are like close to Diamond party too. Ninja! No way. Damn. Blue man scored that for him. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on! Fucker! No! Nope. No! No! My beautiful shot! Fuck! It's the one thing I didn't want him to have. Fuck! And Ninja Mouse scores it. No! I wasn't ready! Man had that shit locked. But yeah, I think after this one, LM saw we is gonna be disconnecting or jumping off, hopping off. I know we are going on a break for a minute after this one. Ah, fuck it. Damn it. Oh. Oh, we high-fived. And then I sent his ass into the ground. Come on. No! You bitch! Fuck! Fuck! No! Hell yeah! Oh my god, no! I don't want to. Just won 5-2 on a 3-on-3. Hell yeah! Fuck! I did not want to auto queue. I'll go ahead and leave the party so I don't auto queue the next game. I needed to take a piss. Oh! God damn it. I fucking demo all three of them. Had one guy right there for the ball. Instead of just sitting still and waiting. Fucking dancing around. No, I'm not gonna abandon the match. I think it has to be 3 minutes 30 before you can forfeit. Fuck. Ah, fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Okay. Send that wide. I'll come back around. Pick up some pads. Backfill. Ow! But and that's another one. We'll go ahead and throw it out there. Yep, there it is. There's one, there's the other. Alrighty, we're gonna go ahead and dip on out of that match. We got back up to the diamond rank that we were, which will be nice to end the season on. With only 8 days left in the season, I believe. Alrighty. Yeah, shit, fuck it. I'll add him. But yeah, I'm going to be going on a quick break, real quick, and then probably ending the stream after that. Alrighty? Alrighty. See you all in a second. Oh, hello. I know. What's the point in taking a break before you end? Well, technically I did the full stream, and then that's like an ending screen technically I can use. But whatever. Um, yeah, it's kind of a short stream, only 45-ish minutes. We're in there. But more because of the fucking outro I'm about to do, but thank you, Nico, for coming in, stopping by in chat, saying hey. Good on you for trying Rocket League. I mean, it's a difficult game, not gonna lie. I mean, I've lost plenty of games, plenty of games. But yeah, thank you for stopping by, watching, chatting along with me. I will see all of you another time. Peace.